Hello and welcome to another video. I've been off from doing channel stuff in the last few weeks because I've been spending time with my boyfriend who normally lives in America, but he's been here instead, so that's why I haven't been here. But since he is here, I decided I would do a video with my boyfriend just to talk about some Ace-Allo relationship stuff.
Hello.
Boyfriend, introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Boyfriend. Some people call me Jacob.
With a K.
Yes, with a K. Very important. I'm from America, somewhere in America. And then I came over here at some point, I guess. And I met this guy. He's pretty cool. I like him. He's neat. He's got a YouTube channel, I heard. You should like and subscribe to it.
I can edit this video.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yes.
Why do I have Jacob here today? The reason I have Jacob here today is because I've talked on this channel about Ace-Allo relationships from my perspective, but my boyfriend, who is not Ace, can now give his perspective on it. So we're going to do two videos. In this video, I'm going to be asking Jacob some questions, and in the second video, I've got some questions from you that I asked on Twitter, so you can ask questions, but you've already asked them, so you can't ask any more questions because there's not time. But yes, without further ado, let's get started. So yes, we're going to start with how we met.
Yes.
And so we met on Tinder.
Yes, we did.
Which is a dating site.
Dating app.
A dating app.
Yeah.
Well, I did it on the website.
Oh, right.
Because that exists.
Right.
So, on my profile, there was asexual. And I would like to know, what were your first thoughts when you saw that?
Okay, let's see. So, I remember it was a part of the top bit of your profile. So it was like Daniel Walker, male, location, X miles away, and then asexual/gay. I was like, asexual. I had heard about it before. It had come up just a couple other times and more, less, let's call it personal sources. So I had seen it. I followed a couple people online who were asexual, but they were also artists, so that was the main thing. They talked about it, just happened to be another detail. I met one other asexual person before, but I only heard about it after I met her, and then I never saw her again, so didn't really count. But I was aware of the orientation, so when I first saw it on your profile, I was like, that could be interesting. I wonder how much it will affect our relationship, but he still seems pretty cute, so let's see where this goes. That was pretty much on my thoughts.
Nice. So I guess you've kind of already spoken about this a bit, but what did you know about asexuality at that point?
So I had, like I said, I followed a couple people on Tumblr and Twitter before. I think it was just 2 or 3 at most. They identified as asexual. They talked about it a little bit. So I knew the basic premise of the orientation and things like that. But I never really followed anyone active about it or saw very much outside of that.
So you knew like the base level?
Pretty much, yeah.
Did you know about like split attraction model stuff or?
I think I saw murmurs of it. That was one of the main ways that I learned about asexuality was from Red from Overly Sarcastic Productions, that YouTube channel. Yeah. She talks about it a good bit in those videos, and that kind of was my baseline before I met you. But yeah, I didn't fully know about it until meeting and getting to know you. Interesting.
Yeah. And I guess, did you do, after seeing that on my profile, and after going on a date or two with me, did you then research it?
No, I don't think I ever went out of my way to research it. My apologies. I did see, I think, your video on it, which is a very good video.
Thank you.
But yeah, I think I saw your video about it, And I don't know, it just kind of made sense to me. Like, I didn't really need to research
You didn't
much
need to
after
do
that.
much research,
Like, oh
'cause
yeah,
it was
so
just
it's
like,
just there's sexual preference and then there's romantic preference.
Next question. Did it affect how you felt about the prospect of dating me?
Right. Yes. I guess. Yeah. Like I said.
You considered it, but
Yeah.
it didn't affect it negatively, is what I heard.
No, not really. I was, what's the word? A little bit
Apprehensive?
apprehensive. Yeah. But I wanted to see where it went with you. And
Yeah.
it worked out. Yes. Like what? Year and a half later now? No,
Something like that.
something like that. 2019. Well,
I don't keep track. I'm not that
weird.
sentimental.
it's going on 2 years. I keep track. Keep track of everything.
Everything. Yeah, and I guess we didn't really have a, like, conversation about it. Because, I think partly because I was nervous to bring it up. But also, there were no issues arising from it,
No.
really?
No, not really. Yeah, no, it's never really been an issue.
No.
No.
Which is good.
Yes, very good.
I like non-issues.
As do I.
And this is a question that needs to be answered honestly.
Oh boy, okay.
Would you think of me any different if I were Allo?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't think it would make much a difference for me, personally. It's hard, because I feel like, you know, it's a part of your personality, so I can't picture you that easily without it. Does that make sense?
That's a good point. I think I would be a different person if I were. Like, I don't know, it's not like a massive part of my personality, but it is.
It's still like
It is
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have a YouTube channel for it, so.
I've got the U's and the tubes.
Yeah, so it's just, yeah, it's a hard thing to picture not being there now, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. I haven't
Good.
thought of that before. Interesting. Yeah, because I think from my part, I get worried sometimes that me being asexual is like taking something away from you in the relationship.
Yeah. Oh.
But that's just me being insecure.
Oh. No, it's just, I don't know. It's just a feature, like how we're both men, you know?
Indeed.
Yeah.
We are both men. Didn't mention that. Just in case you couldn't tell.
Male.
Male too.
The thrilling sequel.
Yeah, and I guess you already answered this as well, but like you don't really see our relationship as being much different than if you were dating like an Allo guy.
No, not really. If anything, it's kind of a relief. I feel like I don't have to perform as much.
My next question. Transition.
Onwards.
My next question is whether you think there are any downsides to me being ace. And this doesn't have to be like, not like, oh, I hate him because of this, but just anything you think that may be perceived as negative.
No, I really genuinely can't think of any negatives. It's not, me personally, it doesn't come up much. It's not too big an issue.
Do you think, because I'm obviously quite sex positive on the sex attitude scale.
Right.
Do you think it would be more of an issue if I weren't? If I were neutral, indifferent, or negative towards it?
I won't lie. I think neutral and indifferent would be fine. But I do think negative would probably be a bigger issue.
Yeah.
I won't sugarcoat it. I don't think that'd be quite as easy.
Yeah.
And
that's fair.
Yeah, I think that would take a bit more effort to make work. But I think it's still possible. You know, if you set the right boundaries and right attitudes going into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Good.
Because I guess the further apart you are, like, on that spectrum, the less likely you are to be sexually compatible.
Right.
Like, you don't have to be in exactly the same spot.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be opposite ends of the spectrum either, because then
it doesn't help.
that just causes more issues.
Definitely.
But since we went negative, I have to go up again.
Oh, yay.
Are there any upsides that you can think of?
Specifically, or just in general?
Depends how you want to treat my ego.
I think the asexuality kind of necessitates
communication.
Communication. That's just what I was going to say. Because we communicate so much.
So you think that me being asexual helps facilitate communication?
Yes.
Because it's necessary to discuss boundaries.
Yeah, exactly. I think, it definitely requires that boundaries be set, and that just general communication of feelings and moods and everything is kind of constant, I guess.
Yeah. And I agree. I think that is something like, if you are, you should obviously communicate whenever.
Yeah, exactly.
But in any relationship. But I think there being such a disparate and noticeable difference between someone who is ace and someone who isn't ace, that communication is even more necessary, and it's brought up because the difference is labelled, I suppose.
Exactly.
But yes. My last question of the questions for the video is whether you have any questions for me, which is a very weird question to ask.
I was not told to prepare questions in advance. Are there any up or downsides to you dating in Allo?
Now I'm on the spot.
Turning the tables.
The tables have been turned. I guess I worry more about how my sexuality would affect the relationship. And whether, like I said earlier, I'm enough, while also like kind of balancing my own wants and needs. So it's not necessarily a downside in the sense that it's a bad thing, but it's one of many things that worries me.
I see. Yeah. And I tell you not to worry, but I do get why the worry would still be there.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
That makes sense. But yes, those are all the questions. But there is one question that I ask to people who come on my channel. Now, I already know the answer to this question because I'm a good boyfriend, but these people don't. So, what is your favorite cake?
Oh, easy. Red velvet. Nice. He does know. He's good. He's good.
I had to prove that I knew on public videos.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's basically just chocolate cake, which I only learned fairly recently, and it kind of shook me to my core.
But it's got like a cream cheese icing.
It's the cream cheese that really makes it.
Yeah, we made a really good one.
We did!
When you arrived.
Yeah,
made
it was
a cake.
good.
A very belated birthday cake.
Very belated, but still delicious.
Still delicious.
Still delicious.
Late cake doesn't make it any less delicious, unless it was made and then left.
Yes.
And then it's stale.
Lesson of the day. Late cake is good, old cake is not. You can take that home.
Cool! So, this is the end of the video.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
It's been a pleasure.
Nice.
Cool.
And there'll be a video next week.
Yes, there will.
Where we're answering some of your questions about the relationship. Only obviously it's not going to be like super personal, but...
Right. Yes. No.
I just thought it'd be useful to talk from your perspective about the Ace-Allo thing, because I know that I can only talk from the ace side. And I think a lot of people who are wanting to get into relationships but are ace worry about like being compatible with someone who is Allo.
Yeah.
But it is possible because...
Yeah, more than possible. It's very like... It's as big
plausible.
an issue as... It's as big an issue as you want to make it, I guess. And
And I think it probably depends on the people as well. Like you were
Right,
saying earlier.
yeah.
If they're
I guess
more-
that one was more for the Allos thinking of dating an Ace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not... Yeah. I suppose it depends on... It all comes down to communication in the end, doesn't
It really does. It really does. Just be open and upfront. Try to be so as early as possible, and you'll be good.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like. I post videos every Saturday, so if you want to see more, then feel free to subscribe. That is all I had to say today. Have a wonderful day, and I shall see you next time.
You said the things. Bye.
Hello, and welcome to another video. Wait.
Totally normal video. We got that one at a zoo, not Daniel the panda.
That one's going in the outtakes.
Yeah.
Manners.
Murmurs, little
Whispers.
details of it.
Whispers in the